Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to dive into the latest updates on the SusanSmith case. But before we get into that, let's take a quick look back at the history of her infamous crime. For those who might not know, SusanSmith is the woman who tragically drowned her two young sons in 1994 and has been serving a life sentence ever since. We'll cover everything from her latest parole hearing to the recent headlines where she's been called delusional for asking her ex-husband to support her release. So stick around for all the details, and don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss an update. SusanSmith is a South Carolina woman who gained infamy in 1994 for the murder of her two young sons, Michael, 3 years old, and Alexander, 14 months old. Smith initially claimed that her car had been carjacked by an African-American man who drove away with her children. After 9 days of extensive search efforts and public appeals for the safe return of her sons, Smith confessed to having driven her car into John D. Long Lake, with her children strapped inside. Both boys drowned as the car sank. The case drew national attention due to the horrific nature of the crime, and Smith's fabricated story, which played on racial stereotypes and ignited significant public outrage. SusanSmith was tried and convicted of 2 counts of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 30 years. As of 2024, SusanSmith has been in prison for nearly 3 decades. She has been eligible for parole consideration starting in 2024, sparking renewed interest in her case. Over the years, Smith has made headlines occasionally due to her behavior in prison, including reports of self-harm and inappropriate relationships with prison guards, which resulted in disciplinary actions. Latest news on SusanSmith's case, 2024. As of the latest updates, SusanSmith is still serving her life sentence at the Leith Correctional Institution in Greenwood, South Carolina. Her first parole hearing was scheduled for November 2024. However, the parole board denied her request, citing the severity of her crime and concerns about her behavior during her imprisonment. The denial of her parole has been met with mixed reactions. Many people, including family members of the victims, expressed relief, believing that Smith should never be released. Others have discussed the case in the context of mental health, rehabilitation, and the criminal justice system's handling of individuals with severe psychological issues. Smith's case continues to be a point of discussion in media and public discourse, particularly around issues of maternal filicide, the justice system, and the portrayal of race in criminal cases. There is no confirmed date for her next parole hearing, but it is expected to be reviewed again in the coming years. Recently, SusanSmith, the South Carolina woman who infamously drowned her 2 young sons in 1994, has been described as delusional after reaching out to her ex-husband, David Smith, for support in her upcoming parole bid. SusanSmith is scheduled for a parole hearing on November 4, 2024, after serving nearly 30 years of her life sentence. She has asked David not to oppose her release, hoping to gain freedom after decades behind bars. David Smith, who lost his sons Michael, 3 years old, and Alexander, 14 months old due to Susan's actions, has made it clear that he will firmly oppose her parole. A family member has stated that Susan's request shows a shocking disconnect from the reality of her crimes and the impact they've had on the family. David Smith remains committed to ensuring she stays in prison, viewing her request as both insensitive and out of touch with the severity of her actions. This development has reignited public discourse about the case, with many arguing that SusanSmith's crimes are too severe to justify her release, despite her time served.
Channel and news, where you get the latest updates we never lose. So come along, join the quest. We should hear uncover the best. Tune in, stay close, and all
you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. On your way out, don't forget to drop me a like, leave a comment, and let me know what you think about the video. Have a wonderful rest of your day.